Smiley, President of the Walton County Chamber of Commerce, and we're pleased to host this candidate forum tonight for the citizens of Monroe to hear from the candidates seeking vote in the upcoming November election. Thank you to the City of Monroe for allowing us to host the forum here, and it is recorded, and so it will be shown. I don't know if it's shown live or just will be shown later, but you will be able to watch it. So I am a resident of Walton County. I am not a resident of the City of Monroe, so I do not vote in this election. I want to direct your attention to our timekeeper tonight, Ms. Carrie Rowe with the Walton County Chamber. When you have 30 seconds left, she will hold up the 30-second sign. When you have 10 seconds left, she'll hold up the 10-second sign. And then when your time is up, she will hold up the stop sign.
Okay.
So please finish your sentence when you see the stop sign, and then we will move on to the next person or next question. So our format tonight, each candidate will have a 3-minute introduction, and following introductions, we'll ask the candidates pre-submitted questions. Each candidate will have 1 minute to answer each question. We will rotate the order of who answers first, and that will be really simple since we have 2 people participating tonight. So following the questions, each candidate will have a 2-minute close. We have 3 council seats with no opposition in this election. We have District 1, Lee Malcolm. If you just want to kind of give us a wave, Lee. We have District 2, Myosha Crawford. I know she was not able to be here tonight. And then we have District 4, Julie Sams. So they don't have any opposition. I know they're glad they're not in the hot seat up there tonight. So, we have 2 council seats with opposition. We have District 5. We have Adrian Brown. You just want to give us a wave. And incumbent Norman Garrett. We did not hear back from Mr. Garrett about participating with the forum. In Monroe City Council District 7, we have Vivian Henson, and none of the dates that we proposed worked for her. And we also have Greg Thompson seeking election for that seat, District 7. So we are going to go ahead and start the forum. And I just realized I have to click this and talk, so here we go. Okay, we are ready for 3-minute introductions, and we will start with you, Ms. Brown.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the Chamber for putting this on, and thank you to everyone that's here in order to see this forum to take place. And thank you to all of my supporters and also the citizens of Monroe for being here. My name is Adrian Brown. I am running for District 5, City of Monroe City Council. I am really excited about that. I've lived in Monroe for the last 12 years, and I have done a lot of for-profit and nonprofit business here in Monroe. Just really excited about running for this position. I have done a lot in the community as far as housing is concerned. I have 15 years experience in the mortgage business. I have some plans for transportation. I also have some plans for hopefully lowering some taxes and bringing in some new housing and development, because that is my background. So therefore, I am the qualified candidate in order to be on City Council here in the City of Monroe.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Thompson.
Okay, thank you. Once again, thank you for the Chamber and for putting on this forum here, and thank you to the city as always. And thank you for showing up, folks out there. This is a very important election, although there's only 2 seats really up for grabs. My name is Greg Thompson. I'm a lifelong citizen of the city of Monroe. I've been married for 32 years to Renee Thompson. She teaches in the Walton County school system. She teaches 2nd grade at 8th Road School. I have 1 son that works with me. I own John's Supermarket, been there for 41 years. My son owns the bistro that's also in my grocery store, and he can feed you and make you fat in a hurry. Anyway, my qualifications, I have served in office for 18 years, 6 years as District 7 representative, and 12 years as mayor. So I've got a 6-year sabbatical, and I'm ready to come back to take my old district seat. We want to continue to have this city grow and go in a forward position. The present council and mayor has done a great job And I just want to come in and support our mayor and this council. I still have some good ideas that I would like to get started if it's voted on. But, you know, I love this city, and it's obvious because I want a second term of coming back and helping this city and giving the quality of life that folks deserve that live in this city. There's so many cities that just the citizens don't have a good quality of life, and this city has become a destination point, as you can see from last week's festival they had uptown. Well, you had thousands of people uptown. 15 years ago, you wouldn't have had maybe 200. So I want to continue to help this city grow and want to continue the right growth and try to entice some industry to come in to get some higher paying jobs in here to help the people sustain their quality of life. So I'd certainly appreciate your vote, as my opponent decided not to show up, which is very unfair, but you know, the voters will make the decisions. Unfortunately, you won't hear her side of why she's running. But anyway, thank you so much for coming out, and if you're listening, for listening to the whole thing where you can make your educated decision. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to our questions. You'll have 1 minute to answer each question. And our first question, Mr. Thompson, you'll answer first. What is your why? Why do you want to serve on the Monroe City Council?
Well, I think I just answered that. The why is I want to keep this city moving in the right direction, and I feel like I am the qualified candidate to be in this position. I will support my mayor. I will support this whole council. We may not agree on everything, but there's a correct way to disagree, and there's an incorrect way to disagree, and there's a correct way to work through the situations. And that's why there's 8 people on the council, because there's 8 thoughts plus the mayor. So you're never going to agree on everything, but I am the right candidate to work through the decisions and make the right decision for all the city of Monroe and all the citizens of Monroe.
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
I think Greg has been listening to me too long. That's what I think. But my why and why do I want to serve on Monroe City Council is I have a passion for what I do. Again, I have a background in housing. I know about safe, affordable housing. We are in a housing crisis right now, and I have solutions for those issues. I am willing to sit down and work with City Council. I am willing to work with the county and anyone else in order to solve the problems that we have here in our city.
Thank you. Well, you kind of led right into question number 2, Ms. Brown, and you'll answer first. How do you think the council could foster better communication between the city and the county for a better future?
I think that we can have better communication by actually sitting down at the table and being able to speak to each other. So there are people that need to go to county commission meetings and come to city meetings. There seems to be a breakdown of communication between the city and the county. The county's doing things that the city doesn't know about, the city's doing things the county doesn't know about. So therefore, we all need to come together and sit at the table and find out what we can do and what is best for the citizens of Monroe. It's okay for us to invite each other to the table in order to talk about what is going on as far as the growth of this city.
Mr. Thompson.
Well, first of all, we are all county residents first. And we're broken up into cities. We pay city and county tax. It would be nice if the county would reach out to us, or if we could reach out to them and have some of these sessions. I know in the past, you know, the county's been unwilling to sit down with the city of Monroe. And we got a different chairman now, so hopefully at this point in time, if I'm elected, that would be something that would be really good, to sit down with some county people and discuss what's going on. And, you know, I hope we could bridge that gap and it'll happen. It hadn't happened in a long time, but it'd be nice if it would happen.
Okay, thank you. Question number 3, you will answer first. Mr. Thompson, how do you feel the city of Monroe could better support their police department? We just had to have someone come in.
I am 100% behind our public safety, where it's police department or fire department. When I was mayor last time, we tried to give our police department and fire department the best equipment that we could afford to give. And as you can see now, we have more police presence in this city than we've ever had. Well, I don't think we have a vacant position in the police department now. That shows you that this council and this mayor supports the police department. And I am 100% behind the police department in whatever they need that we can afford to give them. Can't give them all the toys and can't give them all the tools, but we can give them enough stuff where they can work successfully with what they have.
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Okay. I feel that the city can better support the police department by speaking with them. Us sitting down at the table and actually talking to the police department to bridge the gap between the city, the police department, and also the African-American community that sees a divide. And so we cannot make things better with the police department and the city and the community unless we're sitting at the table and we're actually talking about what bothers people. So communication is the key in order to supporting the police department. I support the police department. I speak to them all the time as a domestic violence survivor and someone that has an organization for domestic violence survivors. So I'm able to sit at the table and be able to talk to them. So again, it's about communication, and also, as Greg echoed, giving them the things that they need in order to support the community.
Okay, question number 4. Ms. Brown, you'll answer first. If elected, what suggestions would you have on strategies to improve traffic congestion in Monroe?
Everyone needs a golf cart. No.
Some in the room would agree with you.
Yes, they do. Well, of course, there's a lot of people moving to Monroe, and we have a lot of growth that is going on. We did not anticipate it growing as fast as it did, but it did. So my suggestions on strategies to improve that traffic is making sure that we're communicating with the state as far as the state roads and being able to expand there. Also looking at other alternatives, like I said, you know, with the golf carts, we are a golf cart community. That helps as well. So those are my suggestions right now. There are some that I'm sure that I will come up with, what we can work out with planning and zoning as far as going through with improvements, but those are my suggestions for now.
Okay. Mr. Thompson?
Well, probably after 20, 25 years, I think the connector, which used to be called the bypass, is slowly under construction, and that will alleviate a lot of the trucks from downtown, which will take care of a lot of the downtown area. I mean, this is a state road, so right now, there's not much you can do with it. On some of these dump out roads, I think we could try to find a different traffic pattern. There's been suggestion on building, a couple of smaller roads to help alleviate some of these places where it backs up. Walmart's another awful intersection, but as you can see, they're fixing to, they've got another egress or entrance exit ramp that'll be built, so that'll take care of some of the congestion at that red light. So I think the city's planned it fairly well. It takes money, and but it has been studied, and I think it's just going to take time. But the biggest thing is the bypass connector.
I've been at the chamber for 28 years, and we've been talking about the bypass.
Mm-hmm.
Been there.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, you answer this one first. How long have you lived in the city of Monroe, and what efforts have you supported?
I've lived in the city of Monroe for 63 years now, excuse me. I had a birthday not too long ago. I've supported this city for as long as I've been able to work. I go to the Baptist church. I support that church wholeheartedly. We're a member of the chamber through my business. I'm also a member of the Municipal Electric Authority of Georgia, where the city of Monroe buys their electricity. So I try to help keep those rates down as much as humanly possible. Like I said, I was on city council for 18 years and planned a lot of this stuff that you see now and that the city's continuing moving through. We've just, whatever we can do to support the city, that's kind of what we've done, and I've had the luxury to help plan some of that.
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Okay, I've lived in Monroe for a little over 12 years now, and I have been able to assist the city with sitting on the GIC team, which is the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. So when I came here, there were a lot of pastures. Downtown was nothing like it is now. So I was able to sit on that board and be able to give some suggestions as far as growing the city of Monroe, talking about bringing the grocery stores, bringing retail, bringing the housing that needs to be here in order to support those things. So that's how I've supported. I've also supported nonprofit organizations, such as, the one that I founded. I've supported Team Up Mentoring. I've supported FISH. I've supported other organizations that do housing for those that are homeless. So that's how I've been able to support the city of Monroe and also helping those that are homeless or displaced in order to find safe, affordable housing.
Thank you. Last question. Y'all will be glad, right? Last question. Ms. Brown, you'll answer first. In your opinion, what is the #1 issue facing the city of Monroe, and how would you address it if elected?
The #1 issue, again, for everyone, and this does not transcend over race, gender, or economic stability or anything, is about housing. A lot of people are being affected by the housing crisis. And right now, there is no safe, affordable housing here in Monroe. We have to find some solutions for the citizens of Monroe in order to afford to live here. Yes, we're able to bring things here. We've grown. We have a lot of great things here. But for those that want to live, work, and play here, it's hard. And so therefore, we need to figure out some type of way to bring some form of affordable housing to the city of Monroe.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson?
I think the #1 issue facing the city of Monroe is, unfortunately, we have at least 30-some-odd% living at or below the poverty line. We have a large percentage of people that does not even work, that are able to work in this city. Need to change the mindset of that, and it's not going to happen overnight. One of the solutions I do have is trying to bring in industry with higher paying jobs. But here again, that doesn't address the issue of folks wanting to get out to work. We have a problem that we've had for 50 years or better. And it's how to change the mindset of the citizens that can get a job but don't get a job, and that could bring their pay up to where they can have the quality of life. Now, I know, there's issues with every family, and I don't have the answer. But the answer is to get folks off the poverty line where they can have some of these quality of life things. Now, I don't have the answer for that, but getting higher paying jobs would help for the people that are actually working.
Thank you. We'll go to closing remarks in 2 minutes, and Mr. Thompson, you can go first.
I certainly appreciate each one of y'all here tonight taking your time out to listen. Unfortunately, you only had half the story. I think it's a shame that my opponent didn't show up and Adrian's opponent didn't show up. You know, if you agree or you have the want to run for an office, you need to be out telling folks why you want to run for office and how can you help this city. I think if you look at the voting record for Mr. Garrett, I don't think you can find hardly anything that he's done in 8 years. And I hope, for some reason, if I'm not elected, that's not going to be Ms. Henson's situation. We care about this city. It's not just something to say, I want to run. You need to have your heart and soul into it. And to not show up, I don't know what her reason was, but this is important if you want to hold a job for 4 years, making the decisions for all the citizens of Monroe. Like I say, once again, I appreciate everybody that showed up. I appreciate Miss Adrian. She's got a lot of spunk and she's got a lot of ideas, and I hope she wins. But I just asked for your vote. Early voting started today. I think I'm the best candidate. I'm more than qualified, and I will do the best job that I can. I may not make you happy, but it's not for, you know, you're not going to make everybody happy all the time, but I will do the best job for the whole city and not just a section of the city. I have no personal agenda to bring to the table. I just want to see this city grow and continue to grow in the right way. So I appreciate your vote. Please get out and vote. This is so important. You don't understand how important this election is. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
The tagline for my organization is educate, encourage, and empower. I've always strived to educate people, dig deeper, encourage you to let you know that you can do this, and empower you with information in order to make it happen. That's what I want to bring to the city of Monroe. I've been doing this for years, and I've seen the results as far as what I can do on a small scale. I want to see, and I want to give the city the opportunity to see me help them on a larger scale, because we can make this happen. I feel like educating our community on what's going on, encouraging them to come to these city council meetings, get involved, see what's going on. Let's just not keep sitting down and complaining about everything. There is something that everybody can do in order to make a change. That's what I want to see happen. I have been certified in conflict resolution, so therefore, I know how to sit at the table and negotiate. I've been able to get $1 million out of the state of Georgia to do housing. Therefore, I know how to be financially conservative and pass audits in order to get that money and to keep that money and to use it responsibly. I feel like I am the best candidate for this position. I feel like I have a lot of strengths to bring to this council, and I'm willing to work with this council in order to move this city forward.
Thank you all very much. Let's give them a round of applause. It's hard to be up there, right? So we do want to, as Mr. Thompson mentioned, early voting started today, but make sure you vote sometime between now and November the 7th. And we appreciate you all being here. Appreciate those of you watching online.